One of the most powerful things I want you to hopefully take away from this demo is the fact that this is doing this all by itself. You can be sending emails, be on phone calls, going to meetings. So you really want to start to think about these three agents or whatever it is you want to build as employees that you're onboarding into your business. Just like any new employee, you've got to have this onboarding process you're asking them to do. They continue to get better and better the more you coach them and train them. It's the exact same thing here with these agents. Today, I want to see how many of you can relate to this. If you're in acquisitions or development like myself, you're out there looking for dirt. How many times have you got a great site from a broker, or maybe you went on Crexy or LoopNet, you're looking at sites, you're like, okay, I got to take this to maybe Attract IQ or a software and see if it hits my buy box, right? Does it have the right demographics? So you put the address in there, runs through, you're like, okay, it hits my demographics. Wow, the rates look good. It's got low supply. Like this could be a really good site. And you're like, oh, now I got to go see if this piece of dirt is actually zoned for self-storage. If there's any possibility that I can build self-storage on this piece of dirt. If you're like me, it is a nightmare. It's arduous. It's confusing. It's laborious. I could go on and on and on. So today I want to share with you how we're solving to build an agent for zoning. Very, very powerful. And not just zoning one at a time. Imagine if you could actually have an agent out there doing the work for you and you're zoning multiple piece sites, really every single day, every single moment, if you will. So we're going to walk through that today here on the Self-Storage Report. I'm Chris Berg with Abernathy Development. If you've got a piece of dirt out there, speaking about pieces of dirt in California, Arizona, you think might work for storage, send it my way. We'd love to do a quick underwrite on it. Also, I want to invite you to go check out storagedemandscore.com. Again, that's storagedemandscore.com. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you can get this great content as we put it out. Okay, so I want to start here for you today with this. What we're currently doing right now, I'm building about 3 different agents. I'll walk through 2 of them very briefly because I really want to focus in on agent number 2 today for you. That's my zoning agent. But before I do that, just to give you some context and really just a foundation of what we're going to take a look at today, this is a CRM that I built to really manage the deals that I'm looking at. So you can see here deals that I've got sourced. Now, when I run deals through these different agents, then I either bump them into screening or underwriting, things of that nature. And you'll see more of that in a moment. But what's beautiful about this CRM is it really becomes the foundation of our truth for our sites. And what I mean by that is I've got this set up where this CRM can actually communicate to my Claude. And look, if I get into some tech convo today, I just want to apologize up front. I know nothing about tech. Literally, I've built this by just basically talking to my computer, using Replit. It builds it, and I have no idea how, but it works, and so I'm loving it. Let's just leave it at that. If you have questions, you can reach out to me. More than happy to have a conversation with you and see if I can support you on any of this stuff. So just with that being said, what I'm going to share with you as we go through this is you're going to see actual notes from Claude that just goes right in here. So what's great about this is that one thing you want to keep in mind is this continually compounds. You can see here right now, I've got, hopefully you can see this, but a little over 1,000 deals in here, and it'll get to the point where I can say, hey, Claude, I want you to, re-underwrite every single site in zip code XYZ, or I can break that up how I want. It will do the work for me and continue to add notes. So it's compounding every single time we get a chance to work on that. So now what I want to do is I want to share with you, again, the zoning agent that we're using to solve for what I feel is one of the more challenging aspects in this industry. So let me see if I can bring this up for you here on Claude. I just want to share with you, you can see hopefully we've got agent 1, as I mentioned. This is really, again, that kind of that buy box agent where we'll put a site in, it'll run through some basic metrics using the Tracked IQ MCP and say, hey, yeah, this actually meets some of the variables that we're focused on and looking for. Here's the zoning agent we're going to go through today. Once it goes through agent 1, agent 2, then I run it through this agent 3, which basically scores the site and gives us a higher probability, hey, this is a site that we're going to want to do a deeper underwrite on. But let's jump into agent 2 so you can see how this works. A couple things to note. One is I do have instructions in here. And so these instructions guide it. One of the things you're hopefully going to see today is the fact that I've also got Zoneomics, Reonomy, obviously Google Maps. What's beautiful about using CoWork here on Claude is, again, hopefully you're going to see this. We will see how this plays out because this is going to be a live demo, but hopefully you'll see where it actually will start to open up Reonomy or Zoneomics or whatever to go and do the research it needs to do from a zoning standpoint. So it gives you a really robust idea of, again, not just the zoning, but those instructions that I showed you a moment ago. We've also got it working now to say, hey, what can we build here? So let's say there's a 0.8 acre site. We're really focused on building 100,000 gross square feet type of sites, depending on FAR and setbacks and things of that nature. How high can we build? Is there a probability that we could build 100,000 gross square feet on a little, postage stamp like that or not? So that's part of what those instructions are. And sometimes it does a pretty good job giving you that information. Sometimes, So the other thing is I've got Whisper set up here on my computer. So if you haven't heard of Whisper, I definitely would encourage you to check that out. But remember now, in my CRM, I've got sourced, I've got screening, and these other columns. And so what I'm going to do here, and this is going to be a live demo. Let's see how this goes. I want you to grab 3 sites from the screening column that you've not already done an analysis on and do your full zoning feasibility analysis on those 3 sites. So we'll hit go and we will see what happens. So you can see here what it's doing now is it's actually going through the instructions, the tools that are available for it. It's now going to go talk to the CRM itself, look at the different sites that are in screening. It's going to find 3 of them, hopefully that haven't already been through its full zoning analysis. There you saw a moment ago, went to the, I call it the AH CRM. Wow, it's opening tabs here. And so hopefully in a moment, you're going to see a window off to the side and it'll show you what it's actually doing online by itself, which to me is absolutely incredible. So you can see over here, it's pulled up 3 different sites that it's going to do a full feasibility study on. So you can see here, it's selected 3 different sites. They never had a full feasibility zoning pass or zoning study, if you will. So it's going to run that full feasibility on these 3 now. And there it is. You can see now, so I obviously, as you can see, didn't ask it to do this, but it's now opening up Reonomy, and it is going to go and take these different addresses and run it through Reonomy to check on zoning, get as much information as it can. Again, I've got access to Zoneomics. It's going to have access to Google Maps, the GIS, as you can see here. So it's going to go out there online and do as much data grab as it can to find out, again, what is it zoned? What's the FAR? What are setbacks? What's like a buildable envelope from a self-storage perspective, if self-storage is even viable or possible on this particular parcel and or parcels. And just to open this up and show you, as you can see, this is there now. That was great. It got it. This is doing it on its own. I'm not touching anything. Hopefully you can see that little yellow cursor there. That is Claude moving this thing around, digging into the information to then come back, and it's going to give me this full zoning feasibility study, if you will, on this parcel, on this site, which will then go into my CRM and will live there. We can update it, change it, use it for whatever in the future. That's where the real compounding begins to become very, very powerful. Now I'm going to try to go to a GIS, which didn't work. So it'll just keep hunting, trying to find other places it can go to get more and more information on this particular parcel. So you can see here, it's going out there and fetching different pages, continuing to think. One of the most powerful things I want you to hopefully take away from this demo is the fact that this is doing this all by itself. So while it's going out there and giving you a full zoning feasibility study on different parcels, you can be sending emails, be on phone calls, going to meetings, whatever it is you want to do. So you really want to start to think about these 3 agents or whatever it is you want to build as employees that you're onboarding into your business. Just like any new employee, you've got to have this onboarding process. You're walking them through the basic steps of what you're asking them to do. They continue to get better and better the more you coach them and train them. It's the exact same thing here with these agents. I think I'm on probably version 8 of instructions for my agent 1, the demographic agents. And so I just continue to make that a little bit better as I get more and more feedback from how Claude is working with the different tools it's got access to. So here you can see now it's going to Google Maps. So I'll see if I can show you and give you an idea of what it's doing on Google Maps as well. So again, this is Claude going to Google Maps, going to the site. It's going to sort of do an analysis on the parcel, look for, hey, is there a current business sitting here or not? Is this potentially open land? Is there maybe an older business where this could be potential demo opportunity? And then you can build self-storage there. So it's going out there and trying to get as much pictures, data, information as possible to then put that into the zoning feasibility analysis, if you will, and let us go on to the next steps from there and see if, hey, this thing's actually got some viable opportunity for us, or after looking at this analysis, doesn't make any sense, we can move on to the next one. Again, saving you a ton and ton, because think about me trying to go through Reonomy, GIS. You just saw the sites it was going through there, then going into Google Maps. And so all these things it can do again while you're off doing something else much, much more productive. Now you can see Claude is going through the listing. It's going to go through all these different codes, Zoneomics, planning, bunch of different sites and data, which again, think about yourself. If I scroll through all these different sites that it's taken a look at, how long it's going to take you to go through all these sites, find the correct information. If you've ever been through the zoning process and you've got to go and look at the codes and this one needs a CUP, this one does, I mean, these for me, that may be a gift of yours. It is not my gift. It is extremely arduous and laborious for me to go and walk through all that. Here's what's interesting. Again, you never really know what it's going to do. It found a link at CBRE for this particular property. It actually may be another listing link or whatnot, but it's just scouring the web for more and more information and to come back and bring us, as robust as it can, zoning analysis on this particular parcel. There has been times where there's been listings of more than one parcel. So, it's an assembly, right? And so it'll also go out and take a look at those different parcels together and talk about, hey, here's the buildable envelope based on, again, whether it's 0.8, 0.9 acres, whatever the site might be, but to give you an idea. Now, is it perfect? No. It says, right here, Claude is AI and can make mistakes. Please double check. So I wouldn't call it, it's not perfect, but it does a phenomenal job, again, to leverage your time. So now you can start to have this really wide funnel, get it down to sites that actually have some viability for you, and then spend your time and energy really focused in on underwriting those sites that actually may end up becoming opportunities for you. All right, you can see here, and it's now moving on to the second site that it's going to do the analysis on from a zoning perspective. So it's going back into Reonomy, or you can see here for this particular site, it went into LA city planning, again, all on its own. I'm assuming it's going to accept and or decline this. So you can see here, it says Salt Lake oil field confirmed under the parcel. Don't know what that means yet, but good news is it's writing all that into the CRM. So as it's gathering all this information, which I'll show you in a moment, it puts all this right into the CRM. So it lives there basically forever, thus becoming, as I mentioned earlier, kind of our source of truth. So we can continue to add notes, re-underwrite, see where things are at. All right, now let's move it on to site 3. It goes back into Reonomy, as you can see over here on the right-hand side of the screen. We'll go through this process again and then give us the full zoning analysis on all 3 of these sites, put it back into the CRM, and then see if this is something that actually makes sense or has any viability for us to continue to underwrite and potentially make an offer on them. Okay, we're back. Thanks to editing. We are back here. I'll give you a quick overview. So you can see here all 3 sites are done and written into the CRM, zoning blocks, field updates, gives me its own sort of zoning status summary here as well within Claude, which is fantastic. I want to share with you though, with a real, now, obviously this is great. I can go through, look at this, give it some feedback. Where things become really, really powerful, and I want to share this with you, is as you notice there in the notes, it talked about, okay, this is great. I wrote all this back into your CRM. So now watch this. As you could see from the video, even though I know we edited it, I didn't say anything. These are in the instructions. When you're done, write these things back into the CRM. So you can see here, all these notes now based on that zoning analysis are right here now back in my CRM. Myself, other people on our team can go in, see these notes. And the powerful thing is these are here now basically forever. Sometimes we want to go back in, re-underwrite. It's already got this information here. Maybe something changes, But, can we build here? No. Practical storage path, right? Parcel was rezoned, buildable gross square feet. 100,000 square feet was what we're looking to do. No. 80,000 only with below grade and a methane zone. Probably not one I got to fight that battle. So it's got all these fantastic notes here. So you can get a really good idea. It's got the Google Maps information, right? So you can have a really full and robust idea. The FAR, I mean, as you can see, it would have taken me, I don't know, weeks. Look at all this. Weeks probably to go and do something like this. And I think the really powerful thing that I want you to appreciate here is that all this was going on. It took us maybe, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes to do these 3 sites. But the entire time it was doing that, I can be doing something else. I can be making phone calls, sending out other emails, talking to brokers, um, doing other things that can make an impact for our business. So just wanted to share this with you. If you've got any questions or you wanted some ideas around how this was done, please reach out to me. Be more than happy to visit with you about it. But this is where I think the real leverage comes when you can start now looking at tens, hundreds of sites in a very short period of time. So now you've got this big funnel, and now you can say, okay, these are the ones that actually meet our criteria, the ones we want to spend more time in. Because look, your time is valuable. Now you can spend that time doing things that actually get you closer to making offers rather than, that example right there. You see all that information there. And if you're in acquisitions or development, reaching out to the city, doing all these kind of things can be a very, very laborious situation. So this at least gives you a jump start. Yes, if that was a site we were going to underwrite, we'd still reach out to the city. There's still more to do there, but it helps us get through sites in a much more efficient and effective fashion. As always, I want to remind you, if you are in development or in acquisitions, please check out storagedemandscore.com. Again, storagedemandscore.com. It is a phenomenal tool that I built using the Self-Storage Association demand study owned metrics to help you understand, because there's so many people that were going out and building, especially as of late, not in good areas where their assets are going to end up being in trouble. So this just gives you one more metric to look at to go, hey, is there actual demand? Is there a need for the product that I want to build in this particular marketplace? You can see here, if you get a score of 3 or higher, that's good. 2 to 3 is healthy. 1 to 2 moderate. Below 1, definitely probably not enough demand there for your product. So all you do is you put your address in here, put in what the net rentable square feet of the site is you're looking to build in here, hit this big blue button. Thank you to Tract IQ for powering this. And then it will actually give you a storage demand score. It'll walk you through the metrics. You can see exactly how you're getting that kind of score, but very, very powerful to give you an idea of, hey, is there actually demand for the asset that I want to build here or not? Again, Chris Berg, your AI storage guy. Hopefully this was valuable for you to see some different options and opportunities to go out there and utilize Claude and AI to help you just really maximize your time. Focus on the things that you're good at, that you're gifted at, and that allow you to get out more offers, to do more quality deals, which is why at the end here I stress storagedemandscore.com. It's one thing to go build it. It's another thing to actually build it and have a well-performing asset for yourself and your investors. Reach out to me at cb@abernathyholdingco.com. Again, CB, Charlie Bravo, Chris Berg, at abernathyholdingco.com. Again, subscribe to this channel so you get all the great information as soon as we put it out. And we'll see you back here again soon on the Self Storage Report.